You felt it, didn't you? That spark inside you, that moment of realization. You always knew you were chosen. While everyone in this world is running after power and money, you carry a much greater light, that pure, true light. And now, everything is coming out. God is revealing everything, because it is confirmed that you have been chosen. Now, your face is shining. That light is only for you. You feel the great change within you. God has given you a unique path, and this path will enable you to fulfill your purpose. No matter how difficult it is, never give up. God's plan is perfect. He gave you this power because you are worthy of it. You will change the world with your light. You are part of a divine plan. And every new day, you will continue to experience this miracle. There are moments in life when you try to shine like a tower of light. That powerful light of yours is there to guide you through the darkness, to be a safe harbor, a beacon of truth for those around you. But remember, the darkness is not content to just sit idly by and watch that light. No, its purpose is to break the power of your light, to dim it. Imagine that darkness comes in the form of fog. A thick layer of mist rises up and tries to drown your clear light. It wants to blur your vision, to make you question your guidance. The fog spreads insidiously, growing like a web of misunderstandings and distorted truths. It is in these moments that people try to break your light. They are afraid of your guidance, because that is where the real power comes from. When you make an effort, when you give hope to others, their own insecurities kick in. The darkness in man tries to find peace by projecting his guilt or his own shortcomings that he avoids facing onto you. What else can they do? It is difficult to face their own shadow, so they take the easiest way, denigrating the light. Every false rumor that spreads in the fog of darkness supports their delusions by saying, maybe this tower of light is not guiding the way, but adding to the darkness. A being that radiates light has to deal with these attacks on it, while not compromising itself. Gradually, even those close to you turn their heads away in skepticism, as if the beauty of your light is suddenly something to be doubted. They stop for a moment and ask, is this light really a danger? And there it begins to crack the trust between the bonds like a spider web. The mistrust that starts as a tiny leak, unnoticed at first, opens deep cracks and threatens to break your bonds. The friendships you feel most deeply, your loyal supporters, eventually give in to the whispers in the fog. Instead of fighting back, they listen to the stories and feed on them. But remember, everything is a matter of perspective. Your only mistake is that you wanted to spread that guiding light. Your goodwill, your benevolence, your desire to guide people to a better way was meant to be lost in the fog. But you have to remember that light is never truly lost. Even if they cover it with darkness, it will always shine for those who know your true intentions and right guidance. Those who choose to blame their problems on you are those who avoid taking responsibility for their shortcomings or mistakes. They find escape by blaming you for their inner turmoil. By creating false narratives about you, they want to dynamite the foundation of relationships. But your job is to stand firm like a tower of light. No matter what storm blows, your guiding light can never be completely extinguished. Remember, true light cannot be obscured by fog, nor destroyed by storm. My chosen ones, as we gather here today, we are talking about how the light in our hearts must shine. Each one of you has been chosen to carry that sacred light. And you know that light does not succumb to darkness. It always finds a way out. But sometimes, the light needs a strong support to spread even wider, to reach more and more hearts. Because this journey is not only a spiritual journey, but also an investment of faith. Now, I am asking for your heartfelt support. In order for us to spread this light and this message to a wider audience, we need to grow with your support. With a channel donation, you can help us continue this divine guidance. Help us take our messages of hope to the four corners of the world. Help spread this message by sending a super thank you. Contribute with a minimum donation of $20. Each support, like a beam of light, will allow us to touch more people. Remember, you are a light bearer and you have chosen to be part of this journey. Every contribution you give strengthens this community and allows us to become enlightened together. My thanks and prayers are with you. Together, we will make sure that light never goes out. Plant the seed now and reap the fruits in the future. Silently in the darkness, they plotted their plans, attracting those around them with subtle touches, using people's hesitation to weaken them and turn them to their advantage. They know how to turn your every advantage into a weapon in their game. Your confidence, once admired, is now branded as arrogance. Your independence is portrayed as selfless loneliness. Your soft heart is slandered as a desire to control. Because others couldn't compete with you, they spread ideas that were deeply suspicious, overshadowing your success and making people believe that a fictitious price had been paid. This was more than just malicious rumors. It was a calculated plan to discredit you from start to finish. They distorted your reality and created a mask for all to see. Over time, even those closest to you began to believe this misleading portrait. They manipulated people's deepest fears, insecurities, and need to belong. In the end, you had not a few people behind you, but a community full of echoing falsehoods whose voices grew louder and louder. For a while, it seemed as if they held all the cards, not the truth, but the false narratives they had constructed out of jealousy and fear. Unable to suppress your brilliance, they tried to silence you by drowning you in dark lies. Yet, even in this effort, they revealed their true vulnerability. They knew they were too weak to fight back individually, so they felt obliged to enlist the support of others to hide their powerlessness. They thought the fraudulent system they had built was permanent, but false fabrics are always doomed to collapse. The truth, no matter how darkly it is concealed, makes its presence felt with devastating force. You, the chosen one of destiny, are too resilient to be crushed by such simple tricks. This world, where everything is delicately balanced, will eventually expose the limited resilience of frauds. In silence, it waits until the time is right and watches the decaying narratives unravel. Truth puts the first cracks in its walls, and the lies begin to fall one after the other. They congratulated themselves, thinking they had succeeded in the eyes of others. Their slander quickly took root, taking over their environment and seeming to cover the truth. For a while, they portrayed you as the enemy, painted your light as a threat, lurking behind masks. But lies have a limited lifespan. As time passed, cracks began to appear in the narratives they had built. Their superficial images could not last. Contradictions surfaced. The fiction began to fall apart. With every move, they were forced to further unravel their narrative. As the structure they had built began to shake, people noticed the gaps that obscured the truth. Those who once stood against questioned false beliefs and falsities. Doubt was sharp and irreversible, like a lightning bolt through the darkness. Once light entered them, nothing could stay the same anymore. Seeing the threads of manipulation made them realize the depth of the lies they had unquestioningly embraced. Ultimately, distancing themselves from the people behind these lies, became inevitable. Your presence was always a source of trust, your unwavering loyalty and integrity shining like a beacon. Those who were misguided and lost eventually turned around and looked at the brightness of your truth. You were always a constructive influence, not a threat. Destiny is not in a hurry, but always planned. In time, it reveals the truth and gently dissolves the lies that have been built. Even the most intricate lies could not survive as the light of truth pierced through the misleading veil. The subtle plans cracked and left a great realization in their minds. The lies could no longer find a place to hide. Truth rose with irrepressible force, irresistible and final. People were forced to face it. Some apologies were sincere, others as weak as whispers, and the timing was too late. Guilt weighed heavily on their shoulders. They realized how easily they had been deceived and blinded to the truth. Those who approached again not only apologized, but came with a whole new understanding, now accepting you with deeper respect. You were not the problem. They finally realized that their fear and vulnerability had prevented them from seeing the truth. Fate has protected you throughout, carefully guiding your every step and shielding you against threats from the shadows. Those who gathered in secret and thought they were moving forward with their own dark plans had forgotten that everything was being watched by an eye. They thought that their whispered words would not be heard, that their sneaky deeds would remain secret. But a great realization illuminated their every move. What they were hiding ceased to be invisible. The plans they thought were clever were revealed one by that great wisdom. This story was not just about you. It was about a great meaning that a deeper power had carved into your inner world. The reason they resisted you was not because you were weak, but because the light you carried was strong enough to awaken their fears. They saw your source and realized that it came from a depth with which they could never compete. Their hostility to you was more than an individual opposition. It was a rebellion, a refusal to accept the meaningful path before you. But every path was subject to a design. Every lie, every distortion of their game bided its time, and there came a time when everything began to unravel in perfect harmony. Life is sometimes like the journey of a bee drop. That little bee makes honey from the sap it collects from every flower. There are harsh weather conditions, tough storms, even thorny obstacles that try to stop it. But that bee keeps working and making the purest honey. You too are on such a journey. Each difficult moment was there to make you stronger, to bring out the purity in your heart. Yes, perhaps some have tried to belittle your journey. Perhaps those who wished your plans to fail thought they could weaken you with their own intentions. But whatever they did, you continued to make that pure honey. Every injustice, every cruel plan, instead of wearing you down, made you stronger. The holy hands of the universe were watching your steps. They knew that what happened to you was no coincidence, that everything was preparing you for a higher purpose. They thought they could break your resistance, but in fact, they only exposed their own weakness. Every attack, every attempt to humiliate you meant that they were challenging that great cosmic balance. The plan they had woven with their own arrogance finally collapsed on their heads, but you stood firm with purity in your heart. Each challenge made you wiser, stronger, and more enlightened with faith in your heart. The universe was attentive to every step you took. That supreme will saw every trap set against you. They prepared their own garbage dumps, excluding you and wanting to weaken you, but you felt the cosmic support for you growing stronger and stronger. All this was not just your personal journey, but part of a larger spiritual purification. Each conspiracy was the beginning of their own downfall. Every trap they laid led them slowly to their downfall. And you should know that you did not stand for yourself alone. The great meaning you carried served a deeper purpose. Those who tried to stop you turned their backs not only on you, but also on that higher purpose. But remember, a will was watching over everything. Their wrong choices not only harmed you, but also sowed the seeds of their own downfall. Now, as you shine, their wrongdoings are coming to the surface. You are serving a pure purpose in this world, just as that bee drop makes honey. And every difficulty of this journey reveals more and more the purity of your heart. Do not lose sight. You are here for a sacred journey. And no matter what they do, that light will not go out. My dear chosen ones, the powerful and sacred message we share here today can reach an even wider audience with your heartfelt support. I believe that with your contribution, these words, each of which serves a sacred purpose, can have a greater impact in the world. Now I ask you, would you consider clicking the super thank you button for a minimum of $20 to keep this light shining? Because your donation will be like a seed for you, the chosen ones, and it will come back to you 1,000,000 times over. Every single contribution will help us take this spiritual journey further together. By choosing to be a link in a sacred chain of support, we can bring this message to more people. Your generous step will serve to grow both our community here and the universal impact of our message. It will help us to strengthen our divine purpose and take our faith to the wider world. Thank you for your support and your generous heart. My prayers and loving energy are with you. Be part of this sacred mission by clicking the super thank you button, and together we will spread the powerful light that nothing can stop. Their betrayal meant turning their backs on a higher grace. Now they are caught in all their vulnerability, with no shield of protection. They have nothing left to resist the great power that confronts them, because they have hastened their own destruction when they have been wronged on a journey predetermined by destiny. This was an inevitable confrontation for them. There was no way back. Every lie, everything they did, turned back on themselves and brought about their downfall. Their efforts to weaken you prepared their end. Their betrayal was not only against you, but against the denial of a greater meaning. And the consequences of that denial can no longer be ignored. The truth was about to be revealed at last, and it became impossible to escape it. They thought they could break you, but they missed something. There was a protection that was with you every step of the way. This power frustrated their every plan, rendered their schemes worthless, and left them in the chaos of their own making. Every deception sowed the seed of their own downfall. You were never alone, and you will never be alone. The certainty and timing of justice came in the most perfect way, revealed before the eyes of the whole world. You were strong and unshakable. While they struggled with the collapse of their own lies, you, the chosen one, soared high, heedless of the negativity they wanted to attach to you. They believed that only their approval would make you shine, that you needed their presence to move forward. But they failed to realize that they were wrong. You were never in need of their energy. On the contrary, they continued to exist by holding on to you. Now, while their false narrative is rotting beneath them, you are rising far above them, to places they could never have imagined. They can only watch, regretting their inability to reclaim the one source of power they lost when it was within their grasp. They did not understand their own influence. They could not grasp your integrity and your essence. You were unshakable. Your inner harmony was strong, and they had weak bonds. They no longer have access to you or to any other source. They cannot get your energy back. You have closed your doors. Their voices echo and fade away. They have lost the power they once considered worthless, and now, standing in the inadequacy of their own efforts, they are only deprived of the light they lost. They have been left behind as outsiders, while you have emerged stronger from even the most difficult times. Think of your life as an eagle soaring. As the eagle soars high, it aims only for the summit, not the storms and obstacles that block its path. The eagle leaves behind weights and excesses as it flies, because the more it is freed from its burdens, the stronger it flaps its wings. Dear friends, your story is exactly like this. Yes, there were those who tried to pull you down. There were those who drained your energy, who tried to suppress your dreams, who plotted to stop your progress. But think about it. When they were gone, your power shone brighter than ever. When you got rid of those burdens, you reached heights they could never have imagined. Every step, every moment of success was a celebration of your perseverance and determination. As you ascended, you realized that while they were trying to restrict you, they were inadvertently giving you the gift of freedom. While they were trying to keep you down, not realizing that they were wasting their own energy, your inner strength continued to grow. That power eventually exploded in such a way that while you were soaring to the top, they were left behind, sowing the seeds of their own downfall. Now they have no choice but to watch you from afar, admiring your success. The moment they felt that fear of loss, they realized that they had lost the only person who could lift them up. You are now branching out with your achievements. You live in a world beyond their reach, where every victory bears fruit, every dream blossoms. They, on the other hand, are trapped in their own failures. They are filled with regret, remembering their old plans, their ambitions, and their efforts to keep you down. Because now, when they look back, they only see that they are lost in their own shadow. Regret hangs over them like a shadow, because the weight of what they have lost weighs on their souls every moment. You were the key to change that they underestimated. They misunderstood your patience. They mistook your kind heart for weakness. They underestimated the importance of your presence, but they were wrong. Nothing could diminish your value, your inner strength. In fact, you became stronger in their absence. By getting rid of those burdens, you spread your wings like an eagle and flew towards the summit of the highest mountains. Dear friends, remember that everything that weighs you down, that pulls you down, is actually an opportunity to lift you higher. You have shone with the light of your own potential. As they watched you rise, you became stronger. You have risen like an eagle on this journey, and getting rid of those burdens has elevated you even more. Where once they had access to your energy and light, now they are left with only the echo of their own mistakes. As the burden of their lost opportunities weighs them down, you are growing ever greater. Each of your victories is a beacon of justice, a symbol of your resilience and steadfastness. When they tried to block your path, they actually unwittingly liberated you and removed the barriers to your power. Now, without their limiting influence, you have achieved more than they ever imagined. You have become an unstoppable force. They realized that they had lost the one person who could elevate you, but they realized this fact too late. Bridges were burned, roads were cut inexorably, and you have completely severed your ties with what they left in the past. They will never reach the heights of your achievements. Now, as they are held captive by the consequences of their choices, they have to look at you from a distance from which there will never be a return. Your ascension shines as a testament to the power of truth and universal truths. Every deception, every insidiousness that has been turned against you has come back to them in a cyclical fashion, and the moments they thought they had control over you became the beginning of their own destruction. They will never regain the energy they once siphoned from you. No matter how hard they try, as long as they hold on to the past, they will not be able to access that power. You were always special, rare, and unique. They realize that now, but it is too late to undo the damage they have done. The scales of justice have been tipped. For every evil they have done to you, they have turned to face the truth beneath their masks. What they have lost cannot be undone. They have been trapped by the lies of their own creation. And in the midst of that destruction, they must realize that they have nothing left. Imagine your life like the growth of an oak tree. With every storm, the oak tree roots deeper and deeper, growing stronger with each passing year. Even though the storms try to bend it, it never falls. Its trunk only grows stronger, and its branches rise up towards the sky. Dear friends, your story is just like this oak tree. You are standing here today, like that oak tree, rooted and standing strong. A new page is being opened for the beginning. Your ascension, your strengthening, is about to step into the most beautiful season of your life. Those old storms tried to destroy you, but unwittingly made you bury your roots deeper. You have overcome those obstacles and paved your own path. Now, as your achievements blossom, those who dared to stand against you are trapped in their own downfall. Those who tried to stop you are now trapped in their regrets, forced to watch you grow. There are limitless opportunities ahead of you, dear friends. You have left behind the darkness of betrayal. Your paths are now free of obstacles. There is no need to look back at the traces of the past, for you have a shining future ahead of you. Those weak souls will never reach the heights you have reached, because your strength has been strengthened by wisdom. You are more resilient with every step. Their story is already over, but your journey is just beginning. You have brought a unique light to this world. You have always been special, always chosen, and now the world is realizing it. Those who are judging you, those who are doomed to fail, can only watch you rise. They carry only their regrets with them, and you hold your head high and move on. This is your moment. Neither the pain of the past nor the difficulties that come your way can stop you from your path. It is time to share your story. The world needs to see how the strong rise up and triumph over adversity. You stand strong like that oak tree, surviving every storm, every challenge, growing stronger. Keep going, because your best days are yet to come. The miracles that God has prepared for you are coming closer and closer every day. Your roots are strong, your trunk is strong, and your branches are reaching for the sky. Let those who tried to stop you remain in the dust of the past. While they deal with their own regrets, you run towards new victories. This is your moment, and show the world how the strong rise, how they grow, and how they never give up. Your journey is just beginning, and nothing, and I mean nothing, can stop you. Dear friends, as we stand here today and celebrate our story and our journey, I ask you to take a step forward to be part of this great cause. Your support is invaluable for us to take this powerful message to a wider audience, to give hope to more people. Like this oak tree, each and every one of your contribution will help us to strengthen our roots even more, and our branches reach higher. If you want to be part of this message, this inspiring journey, please consider supporting. by sending a super thank you with a minimum donation of $20. Each donation, like raindrops sending nutrients to those roots, allows this community to grow and our light to shine even brighter. This contribution will strengthen the foundations of this great and sacred mission we are building together. I sincerely ask you, if you have it in your heart to support the spread of this message, take a step. Our prayers, love, and gratitude are with you. Together, let us shine this light more powerfully into the world. Our best days are yet to come, and with your support, we will go even higher on this journey.